ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dota 2 Update for the week of June 20th, 2011. And boy, do we have a nice platter of news for you guys today. Our number one story, Valve is officially on the exhibitioners list for Gamescom in Cologne, Germany, held between August 17th and the 21st. And we are all speculating if that means that they're finally going to release a plethora of Dota 2 information, official Dota 2 information. More on that later. Our second story of the day, could Dota 2 be a free-to-play model, and how would that affect, number one, the player size, and number two, all the other competitors out there? So more on that as we get into our second story. Alright, jumping into our first story of the day, we have a date, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 months, we may have all the info of Dota 2 we'd ever want, we've all been waiting for, and we've all been so hungry for, or it might just be a huge disappointment, because Valve has been seen to appear on the Gamescom exhibitioners list, slated for August 17th through the 21st. If you don't know what Gamescom is, it's held in Cologne, Germany every single year, and it's probably one of the biggest gaming festivals in the whole world. Of course, Valve was not at E3 a week ago, so we were all disappointed at that. We were hoping to see Valve there, but Icefrog said that E3 was not the venue for them, and it appears that Valve had other plans. They wanted to be at Gamescom instead, so they are on the exhibitioners list officially. Whether or not they're going to showcase Dota 2 is still up in the air. However, it would be a very, very, very good guess that they would showcase Dota 2. I mean, what other projects do they have in the wings right now? Not much, except for maybe a possible Half-Life 3, but that's just a myth of a myth right now. Dota 2 is their only announced project in development. I mean, aside from that, maybe they'll release new content for Portal 2, boring stuff like that. However, I think at Gamescom, they're going to really want to blow out the conference by announcing a lot of Dota 2 stuff. So that's going to be really awesome to look forward to. And think about it, if they're going to talk about Dota 2 at this conference, if they're going to showcase stuff, they're going to have screenshots, they're going to have videos, might even have trailers to get our hype up, they're going to have hopefully gameplay videos, and just all sorts of cool stuff that we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for such a long time now. Also, more evidence that Dota 2 is indeed going to be the focus at Gamescom. Dota 2, we know they have been alpha testing for at least 8 months now, and the game has been in a playable state all through that time. And 8 months, I gotta say, is a pretty good time to get your game ready for some sort of an announcement like this. And of course, what would a game exhibition be if you just talk about the game and not show any sort of content or videos or gameplay? Also, here's one more thing to think about. Valve has said that this game is going to be released Q4 of 2011, and August would be on the doorsteps of Q4 2011. I would be very, very surprised and disappointed, I guess, as with any Dota 2 fan, if they did not announce some sort of confirmation of that date or an unfortunate delay. But I gotta say, now is the time to get excited. I mean, Gamescom could be the one conference we've been waiting for. Alright, moving on to our second story. Our second story of the day is slightly more rooted in speculation and analysis. Unlike the first one, which we know that Valve is going to be at Gamescom, this one we're not 100% sure on anything. So, there are hints and evidence that, maybe loose evidence, that Dota 2 might go free to play as their business model for Dota 2, and here are some of the reasons why that makes sense. Alright, so the thing that sparked this discussion about Dota 2 might being free to play, even though we had that thing a couple months ago where Dota 2 was rumored to be $50 USD, was that Doug Lombardi, one of the executives at Valve, did an interview with the French gaming site that I'm not even going to try to pronounce here, but he basically hinted that Valve was really, really looking into the free-to-play model. They're really looking at microtransactions as their business model, and just sort of hinting that an upcoming project of theirs would feature these elements. And of course, he's just sort of playing hard to get, I guess. He's also obviously can't say anything official for that website, but it just makes you think, could Dota 2 be free to play, and what would be the implications of that? Well, some of the immediate and obvious impacts would be, number one, Han would be pretty much dead. No one would want to pay for Han. No new player would want to try and get into Han if Dota 2 is for free. Number two, of course, the player base would be huge. I mean, free-to-play game on Steam and Dota 2 is just, wow, I would just jump on that immediately, and I know a ton of people would. It'd just be like League of Legends, just so many people playing the game. However, there are some downsides as well. Some people have mentioned that if Dota 2 was in fact free to play, there's going to be a lot of, well, scrubs that play the game just because it's free. Like League of Legends, people just go in and just don't really care and just disconnect and ruin your game because they don't care. They don't pay any money for it. Who cares? It's just a game, you nerds. And then your game is completely ruined. And also, that opens up possibilities for Valve to be douches, like make you pay to use new heroes like LOL, which is kind of stupid, I think, and they can just try to rip you off in other ways with the microtransaction store. Some people are hoping that there will be an option to pay and get the full featured game and then just pay up front like any other game, instead of having to go the free-to-play model. If they offer both choices, I guess that would be okay, but that doesn't really solve the influx of people who don't care about the game at all, just ruining the experience for people who do care. And with that, that's about it for Dota 2 update for the week of June 20th, 2011. And sorry if this one sounded a little bit different. I'm actually recording outside and it's ridiculously windy right now. I'm trying all I can to block the wind, but it's not helping, so if it sounds a little bit weird, that is why. And meanwhile, while we wait anxiously for Gamescom 2011, I'm gonna go play myself some Dota and Han, and I'll see you guys next time.